Hi, my name is Jian Liu. I am a PhD student working on a new tool to emulate integration testing environment. Here I give a demonstration on how to use the tool. Software emulation is an approach to model the external behaviors of real systems. There are two existing approaches. One is manually coding endpoints and its development cost is high. Another one is interaction trace recording and replay, and it relies on trace data availability. Our tool includes a modeling environment and a runtime testing environment. Modeling involves signature, protocol, and behavior specification. The runtime environment is generated by transforming the models to access to web services, hosted by a Tomcat application server. In this demonstration I use a simplified banking system as example, and add one operation called deposit to an existing endpoint model. First I need to define a service signature model. This model is based on WSDL to specify endpoint operations and parameters. To define an operation, I drag and drop an operation icon to the drawing area. In this example, I specify its name, deposit, and default attributes. To define request and response messages for the operation, I open the operation subgraph, and specify these two messages names and labels. Then, elements in a message are defined by opening the message subgraph. The deposit request message includes input user ID and amount elements. The response message has new account balance, error code, and error message elements. To link the deposit operation to a port type, I use a composite relationship from port type to the operation. Next I define the protocol model. This model specifies valid operation sequences and simulates some operation usage scenarios. To define an endpoint state, I drag and drop state icon to drawing area, and type in deposit. To simulate an unsafe operation, I unselect the safe operation checkbox and specify 15 seconds as the transmission time. To define that the deposit operation must be done in a secured session, I use a constraint relationship to link the deposit state to home state. To define the constraint condition, I fill in operation name, logon. Field name, input user ID condition operator, not equal. Finally I set the test value to X for represent a null value. To define the operation timeout, I use a sequence flow relationship to link deposit state to home. Behavior modeling specifies how a request is processed. First I define a service node for an endpoint operation. I drag and drop a service node icon to main area and type in operation name. Then I specify the service node implementation by opening the service node subgraph. To specify where execution starts and ends, I drag and drop entrance and exit bars. To retrieve account balance, I use a data store operator to query bank account table. Searching condition is account number equals to input user ID. The retrieving table field is balance. If an account is found, assign the balance to variable account balance. Otherwise, I assign variable fatal error. To calculate the new balance, an evaluator operator is used and its result is assigned to new account balance variable. Similar to the query operation, I use a data store operator to update the account with the new balance. The last step is to specify the temporal sequence relationship among the operators, link input and output ports of operators together by edges. Now I use the models to generate access to web service testing platform. First we generate a WSDL file from signature model by using WSDL code generator, and copy it to the endpoint server project WSDL folder. Then to create the access to engine, I run to WSDL2 Java command. To build up the endpoint model hosting Tomcat service, I run and auto builder, and copy the service file to Tomcat folder. I restart Tomcat, and the generated testing endpoint emulating service is ready to use. Running the system under test, it calls our emulated service and gets responses from our generated endpoint, as can be seen. This ends our demonstration. Thank you for watching this video.